Welcome to the Mussar video blog. Right now, we're a few days before Tisha B'Av. For those that know, and even for those that don't know, Tisha B'Av is considered the saddest day of the Jewish calendar year. It's a day in which we mourn the destruction of the first temple, the destruction of the second temple, which took place almost 2,000 years ago, and many other tragedies that have befallen the Jewish people. And frankly, it's a hard day to relate to because for most of us, mourning over the destruction of a building 2,000 years ago, as great as it may be, is a little hard to relate to. On the other hand, it comes every year, and every year we fast and we conduct ourselves like mourners, like people are sitting Shiva on that day. And we're kind of expected to feel the day. So I just want to give to you a little bit from a Mussar perspective, and perhaps this will make it a little bit easier to get into Tisha B'Av and to make it more meaningful. One of the things that's fundamental to Mussar is to go deeper, to see what's really happening inside, like what's inside of me, my inner world. Mussar focuses very much on the inner world of a person. There are events happening, and Mussar tells us what's going on inside of you. Why are you reacting this way to what's happening? Why are you acting? Why are you thinking? Why are you feeling this way? Is it the right way to feel? Is it the wrong way to feel? How can you rectify it? That's very much the domain of Mussar. So moving this over into Tisha B'Av, we're talking about the loss of the Holy Temple. Now, what does that mean for us? Well, on a simple level, it means that we don't have this building, and this building was a place where one could go and experience the divine presence. You could walk in there and you could really feel in a tangible way a connection to God. And we don't have that anymore. And our holy books tell us that if we don't have that building, it's a reflection that we don't have it in ourselves. That means that we, in ourselves, are not connecting to God like we would love to, like we hopefully will. But there's something terribly deficient inside of each and every one of us. So my suggestion, this Tisha B'Av, in addition to taking note that we've lost the temple and taking note of the many tragedies and how these represent that the divine presence is no longer with us, because if the divine presence would be with us in a very strong way, we would be invincible. But let's bring it to ourselves. Let's look inwards. Let's focus on, okay, where am I at? Do I really feel God in my life? Do I conduct myself in a godly way? And it's not something to get depressed about, because we never want to get depressed. It's a day of mourning. Mourning is about feeling a loss. We should look inside of ourselves and realize that there is something missing. And it's troublesome that that's missing. And I feel bad that it's missing. And that's really a very constructive activity, because when we realize that there is something missing inside of us, so the next day, after Tisha B'Av, we can focus on how we can rectify that. So that next Tisha B'Av, if there is a next Tisha B'Av, we can look back and say, I'm not quite missing as much as I was the year before. So it could be a very positive activity. So again, in a few days, when we sit down on the floor and we mourn the destruction of the temple, turn inwards, see what is missing within my life. How am I deficient? How am I not feeling the divine presence? Something to be sad about, but if you're sad about that, that's something to be happy about. See you next time.